beach, and there were a bunch of starfish laying in the sand. And what happens to starfish if they stay in the sand for too long? Yeah. So this child started picking up starfish, one by one, and threw the starfish into the ocean. And this person came up and said, why are you doing that? You can't make a difference. There are so many. And the child says, well, it matters to this one. And pretty soon, people joined in, throwing the starfish into the water. And lo and behold, there were no starfish left on the beach. Yay!
Yeah. That was worth hearing the story, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah, it matters to this one. It matters to this one. We forget that it matters to this one. You know, yeah. Sometimes you think if it doesn't matter to this, that it doesn't matter, but it matters. It matters to one. Yeah. So, woo! So I have my little chart with me today. Let me get it out here without it falling apart. Last week it broke on me. Woo! Ooh. All right, let's see here. Because one of the things that I've been talking about here at Spiritual Soul Center, really, when I went back and looked at my notes, is since September, the beginning of September, part of my lesson that a message that I've been sharing with you has revolved around questions. And last week, I talked about the gift of keeping an open heart. I talked about the gift of keeping an open heart, and I used some material from The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And his idea is there is nothing that ever should happen that I make my heart close down. And so the question is, do you want to be happy? And everybody, of course, says, well, yeah, I want to be happy. But the real question is, do I want to be happy no matter what? See, that's a little bit different. Do I want to be happy no matter what? Do I want to commit to keeping my heart open to whatever is happening, even if it's just a little bit? Because some stuff is hard. But if we keep it open just a little bit, so that's the question that we've been talking, that I presented. Do you want to be happy no matter what? And then, the week before that, I used Lao Tzu's verse 67 from the Tao Te Ching, and he talked about and presented the three treasures of life. And one of the treasures of life is to be simple in word and action. To be simple in word and action. Because we get all flummoxed, we get all, spun up about things, and we don't have clarity. And I suggested that the question we ask ourselves is simply this: what do you want? What do you really want? How do you want to feel? And how does that look? Like, we don't have to be distracted by all these things. We can simply come to, well, what do I really want here? Well, how do I want to feel, and how does that look? That was the wisdom from Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching. The next week, I used my neighbor and friend Carmen's wisdom. She is a grandmother who lost her 25-year-old granddaughter. And, of course, she is in deep pain about that. And she said to me, Paula, this pain will never go away, but I am finding a way. I am finding a way. So that was the question, is, and what acceptance is about. It's not being okay with what happened. Certainly she was not okay with her granddaughter passing before her 26th birthday. But she said, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Do I want to feel free? And do I want to work on finding a way? Do I want to find a way through this? And her answer is yes. Yes. And the week before that, I used some wisdom out of Stephen Cope's book, The Great Work of Your Life. He uses the Bhagavad Gita and that story to talk about Dharma, and Dharma being our duty, like what we're born to be and do. But it's not just for us that we're born to be and do a certain thing. The question in that was, how does it serve? How does it serve? How does it serve me, and how does it serve the world? So you see, we've been working with questions for the whole month of September. The whole month of September. And when I met with Holly to say, what are we going to do with the kids, we came up with this idea, and I didn't even realize this is what I had been doing in September, and it led us to having this service and talking about questions and the value of questions. Because I believe that asking questions is the basic building block of a spiritual life. It's the basic building block of allowing us to know ourselves, to hearing the answers that we say, and also in connecting with others, and others can feel us as well. The basic building block. Now, sometimes it takes a minute to answer a question, doesn't it? We don't always have the answer right away. We don't always have the answer right. And sometimes it comes just like that, right? It comes both ways. But sometimes, we need to give ourselves a break. We might not know the answer right away. So what do we do when we don't know the answer? Well, we could go sit outside in the grass. We could go to our rooms and plop on our bed and not do anything for a while. We could doodle on a piece of paper, kind of take the time to know, because we don't have to know the answer right away. And we can share the answer if we have it. And sometimes what happens with answers is they change, because we find something out and we're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that, and now my answer is different. Or on a different day, I feel differently than I did the day before. So that's what I think about questions. We learn by asking questions. We learn, and when we answer questions for ourselves, we learn more about ourselves as well. That's how it works. So that's what's been happening in the youth ed classes. Every Sunday, Holly said, when we first come in, we say our name, and then we ask the kids a question about something, so that they can tell something about themselves, but so they can hear the answer for themselves as well. Like, that's the way they've been learning. Where are all our teachers? All our teachers, stand up. Who are our Sunday school teachers? Stand up here. Look who we have. Oh, we have a couple of them here. Yeah. We have some more too. They're just not here today. We have about 10 or something on the team, don't we, Holly? Yes. We have a bunch of teachers, and so they all are in this same. Instead of giving you guys answers all the time, they're asking you questions so that you get to know yourself. Isn't that cool? Just like we've been doing. Just like we've been doing. We've been doing the same thing in here. They might be a little bit different questions, but they're questions that let us know ourselves better. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. So Holly says, Holly told me that she thinks that asking questions and giving answers are a way that we create a movement grounded in love and kindness. Because we can see each other that way, and we can accept each other that way, and we can look at each other that way, and we can look at ourselves that way. So by asking questions and giving ourselves answers, we're actually contributing to the love and kindness of the world. Isn't that a cool way to think about it? I think so. I think so. When we listen to our own answers to questions, whether it's this question or some other question, we learn to trust ourselves. We learn to be okay with who we are. We are not ashamed about our answer. It's not a comparison to anybody else's either. It's simply, this is me. This is me. I was thinking of Renee. If I was to ask Renee the question, what kind of food do you like the best? She already knows the answer, of course. I know the answer. Ice cream. Ice cream. Renee says ice cream is my favorite food group. She loves ice cream. And she loves the kind with stuff in it. Like, she loves the salted caramel swirl, and she loves the mousse tracks with the peanut butter chunks in. Me, not so much. But she loves that. She's not ashamed of that. Why should she be? It's not the only thing she eats. But it is what she likes, right? So that tells you something about Renee, just like it would tell you about you. So when we listen to our answer, we're not ashamed. This is my answer to that question. And when we listen to others, it means I see you and I hear you. And what you have to say is important. And now I know you better and you know yourself better. So how does that fit with the ice cream story? Well, I do all the grocery shopping in our house. So every once in a while, Renee gets half a gallon of ice cream. But I don't buy vanilla, which is my preference, because I know Renee. I know Renee and I know what she likes. And so that allows me to know her better, and that allows me to order my life. And I don't buy one every week when I go now. Because Renee does like vegetables, and she does like rice and beans, and she does like other things. But every once in a while, when I come home with that half gallon of ice cream, I can see that smile on her face. Ooh, I got a treat, she said. I got a treat today. And that's when we listen to others answer, we're able to love them better, right? Because we know them better. And that's really important. That's really important. So I've shared some of what we've been doing here on Sunday morning, Holly. So now the kids are going to share some of what they do, right? So let's come on up here and let's get started with that. Come on. All right, look at the troopers up here. Y'all doing good? You ready to share some of your answers? Holly, you can use that mic and you can pass this one, all right? All right.
This is the question we usually actually end Sunday school with. What do you appreciate? I appreciate your courage for coming up on stage and speaking. So, Nicholas, what do you appreciate?
I appreciate like music and like the dance.
I had to figure out which one was which. Ashton, what do you appreciate?
What are limes?
Lemon limes. Augie, what do you appreciate?
My house.
Next question. What do you love about yourself? I love my laugh. Bodhi, what do you love about yourself?
I love myself. My hands.
Milena, what do you love about yourself?
My courage.
Coraline, what do you love about yourself?
I love my heart.
The third question is, what do you love to smell? I love to smell homemade bread baking in the oven. Have you answered the question? Okay. Hudson, what do you love to smell?
Flowers.
Josie, what do you love to smell?
Lavender.
We do use a lot of questions in Sunday school because it's about self-discovery. It's not about me giving them answers. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Claire.
Does everybody have a little book that you got when you came in? Does anybody not have one? Isn't that great? See, we're learning the same way. We're learning the same way. Yes, we are. Yeah. So you got a little book on the way in, or you have one now. Yeah. So the kids decorated the front, and see, I really like questions because they open up our minds. They open up our minds, and when we have an open mind and we learn to be curious, they're too excited. When we're curious, then I think that's the way I want to be in the world. I want to be curious. I want to be curious. I want to share one other kind of question. These questions have been about opening up space in me so that I know myself. But there's also a kind of question that's kind of like just a curiosity question. I like to just be curious about things. And there's this teacher who teaches 5th grade, not locally, but not here in New Hanover County, but who teaches 5th grade. And she likes to start with these questions from Pablo Neruda's Book of Questions. And anybody familiar with that book? Yeah, Freya is. He asks questions like this. Listen to this question now. Is 4 the same 4 for everybody? Are all 7s equal? Like, isn't that a really good question? Because it makes us go like this. Right? Or how about this one? Why doesn't Thursday talk itself into becoming Friday? So she talks to her students this way and then asks them to make up some questions that really because this is what questions do. They open us up like this. So here's some of the questions. Here's one. Why do people judge each other by their actions when their thoughts might be more harmful? Oh, isn't that a good question? Yeah. If our arms fall off during life, are they waiting for us in heaven? Why can't Monday be Wednesday or Sunday? That's that weak thing. How about this one? Why are rainy days called gloomy? Why does anger feel like you're under a heavy weight? Why do people have eyebrows? I mean, why? Where does Jimmy Buffett get his songs? Here's a really good one. Listen up now to this one because we've all had this experience. Why do cookies disappear fastest when you're not the one eating them? And is there a limit to everything? Or is anything really perfect? Or anyone? Yeah. Those are they're fun but see, we laughed and we opened our minds. We didn't all have an answer to those, did we? And it doesn't matter that we didn't have an answer. Maybe we decide, yeah, if I lose my arm here, it will be in heaven. I know it will be. Or I know why I have eyebrows, so the dust doesn't fall in my eyes. Or maybe I'll never know the answer, and it's okay, because those questions open us up. They open us up to allowing ourselves to know each other a little better. So you have this little book, and now I'm going to invite you, and the kids and the students and the teachers invite you to jot down these questions on some of the pages so you can answer them yourself. So here they are. All right. I don't need this anymore. So here they are. This is what I'd like to do during our meditation today. And maybe start with the top question. What do you love about yourself? Maybe go ahead and write that one down at the top of one of those pages. Or maybe you say, what do I love about myself? What do I love about life? What do I like to feel? Who do I like to be with? What do I like to do? What do I like to learn? What do I appreciate? What do I like to play? So maybe pick a few of those questions and jot them down in your book. And as we go into meditation, maybe answer those questions for yourself. Maybe decide, what do you love about yourself? I think Elena says she loves her courage. Maybe we can have the courage to really answer that question. To say, what is it you love about yourself? About your life and what you like to feel. So Wendy's going to give us a little acoustic music. We're going to take some time. I invite you, like I said, to take your book and write down some of these questions and maybe some of the answers as well. So take a deep breath and know that this time is time for you. What do you love about yourself? What do you like to do? Have you done it recently? What do you like to learn? What do you appreciate? What do you love about your life? Always, by answering these questions, ways to know ourselves, to claim ourselves, to trust ourselves, to not be ashamed of ourselves, to not compare ourselves to anyone else, but to stand in humility with grace in confidence to be the best me that I can be, to be the best you that you can be. For this simple and profound way to learn and to grow together. We can be grateful, and so we are, and so it is. Amen. May I be filled with loving kindness.
May I be filled with loving kindness.
May I be well.
May I be well.
May I be peaceful and at ease.
May I be peaceful and at ease.
May I be happy.
May I be happy.
May all beings be filled with loving kindness.
May all beings be filled with loving kindness.
May all be well.
May all be well.
May all be peaceful and at ease.
May all be peaceful and at ease.
May all be happy.
May all be happy.
And amen.